Mm. Welcome to my very first video. As you might know, about 2 years ago I started developing a passion for makeup, and I thought I would just share with the ones that don't know why I started developing a passion. I would just take this moment to let you know why. So it was 2 years ago. I was in St. Martin for summer, and as anyone watching this video might know, when you live somewhere else and you go back for summer, somewhere halfway through the stay you start to get really bored and everything just becomes repetitive. So I just started watching YouTube. At the time I already knew I kind of knew who Nikki Tutorials was, but I didn't know she was Dutch, that's for sure. But then in that summer I started watching Alyssa Ashley, one of my favorite, Amber Emerald Eye. She's not as up there as the other two, but she's one of my personal favorites. And I started to think like, if they could do makeup, then so can I. So I went into town, bought a couple things. I even ordered a couple of things online, came back here, and when I went into the stores here, I was not able to find not a single thing for my complexion. And mind you, at the time I lived in Groningen, which is up north, where, you know, the ratio of black people isn't where, you know, the amount of black people you see a day is scarce. Just being blunt. That really demotivated me. I started to feel like this wasn't for me. But thankfully, right after those like first 6 months, I had to leave around January, February to go to Miami for my minor, and I ended up staying in Miami for about 3.5 months. And mind you me, I bought so much makeup. I overdid it. But that is when my passion really started to grow, because the simple fact that I could just walk into a store and find something for me was just remarkable. And I know in America the struggle is still kind of real, but in Europe the struggle is real to find makeup for black people, especially 2 years ago. I will like to say it has gotten better. Like every single thing on my face I have bought in the last couple of months, so that's to show you that it has gotten better. Just 2 years ago I would not be able to say that anything on my face came from a store here in the Netherlands. That's where the passion came from, the motivation to prove to myself that makeup is for black women. And yeah, that's it, honestly. Seeing that this is my very first video, I also wanted to take the moment to also kind of introduce my channel, because most people might be thinking this might just become a makeup channel, but honestly this will become a channel full of positivity. I also will be touching on the subject of beauty, and not just in the sense of makeup, but beauty in a general sense, because that can consist of so many things. I also want to embrace sisterhood, black womanhood. And so with that being said, I have so many fun and exciting videos planned for 2019. I just want to bring you guys along with me throughout my journey as a YouTuber / makeup artist. And I also just wanted to take this moment to thank all my friends and my family that has gotten me to this point, because I would not be here without you guys, and I appreciate you guys so much. You know who you are. For my very first video, I wanted to do something that I get asked the most, and that is, how do I get my foundation to look so smooth and flawless? And so I figured, why not make that my very first video instead of something complicated or you know, ingewikkeld. And that's why I chose my very first videos to be flawless foundation / my everyday, emphasis on my everyday makeup look. So stay tuned if you want to see how I achieved this. Okay, starting off with my fresh face, and my eyebrows are already done because, you know, I'm just gonna save that for another video. Now taking my Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer in the color Dark 1 Cafe, I'm just going to use it to prime my eyelids, blend it in with a beauty blender, and then set it with my Beautybakerie yellow powder.
And the crowd now waking up. The atmosphere have vibes, and nothing can break it up. The girl them a wine non-stop. We are the drinks them in a my cup. We gonna party all night, all night. 24 parties we hit in a row. Tonight at the very last show. Before we head out on the road, the girl them a release the load. So let me see your hands up, so everybody know, put your hands up, so if you're ready for the road, let your friend them know. We're ready for the road. We're ready for the road. So we're ready, yeah, we're ready, we're ready, yeah, we're ready, 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 yeah, we're ready.
We're, gonna zoom on in now so I can start with the eyes. Now taking the color Bunz from the Jacklyn Hill X Morphe palette, we're going to apply this as a transition shade. The reason you use a transition shade to the very first shade that you apply on your lids when doing a more natural look is so that any color that you apply afterwards has something to blend into, and that makes it look more smooth and flawless. I was just going to leave the color Bunz, but I found it a bit boring. So I'm applying the color Jacz, which is a red, just to spice it up a bit. Now taking a more pointed blender so we can focus on the crease, we're going to blend in the color Central Park from the same palette, which is a dark brown, so we can give our eyes some more depth. And as you can see, because we applied a transition shade, this shade is just going to blend in more seamlessly and look more flawless.
Look how the sun now raising up, and the crowd now waking up. The atmosphere have vibes, and nothing can break it up, and nothing can break it up.
Just to make sure it's blended well, we're gonna just go back in with the same fluffy brush. Taking the color Pukey from the same palette, just to give my eyelids the look as if it's my skin color, we're gonna blend it into the lower lid. And now we're done with the eyes. Taking my Too Faced Hangover Replenishing Face Primer, I'm just going to prime my face and spread it all over. I don't know why I forgot to film the brush, but taking the Sigma Flat Kabuki F80 brush, I'm just going to apply my foundation. Yes, it is still Christmas. Don't bother me. Now taking the same Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer that I primed my eyes with, I'm going to conceal and highlight under my eyes and then blend it out with a beauty blender. See, if you were blessed with a big nose like mine, you want to bring in your concealer in here to conceal the fact that you have a big nose. I also applied some concealer on my 5 head and brought it down my nose to conceal my big nose, and then also applied some concealer on my chin. It's time to set the concealer. Using the Beautybakerie Flour Butternut Bitter Powder, I'm in love with this powder. We're going to set under our eyes and wherever we applied the concealer. Now you also want to go in and set your foundation. Your foundation for this specific video is very important, you know. Foundation is the base of your face. And now it's time to contour our face. Cancel the fat out. I started to notice that the bristles from the brush were shedding, so you'll see my reaction. Morphe, we have to talk. And just like that, we're snatched. Now going in with the Becca Sunlit Bronzer in the color Maui Nights, we're going to bronze our face. And for some reason, people think bronzing is not for black people, but honey, it is. And you might be asking what's the difference between bronzing and contouring. Contouring is to suck in your face, and bronzing is just to warm up your face. He lives in you. Hey, he lives in me. Forget the rest of the words. And now we're going in with some blush for our cheeks using the Super Shock Cheek from Colourpop in the color Swift. And now for a highlighter, we're going to go in with the Ofra Midi Palette Spice Velvet in the color Blissfull. Look at that. Okay guys, I'm just going to apply eyeliner and mascara and I'll be right back. Okay. And now for the final steps, we're going to line our lips with the Morphe liner in the color Richie and then apply the Fenty Gloss Bomb in the color Fenty Glow. Last step, prime. This is your final look. So thank you for watching my very first video. I hope you enjoyed it. Obviously, if you're still here, you did. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, because as I said in the beginning, I have so many videos and exciting things planned for 2019 that I just want you guys to be a part of. So yeah, click the button down below and subscribe to my channel to see what I have coming next. Bye!